we got
Bella Poarch. Build a bitch.
Build a bitch. This looks interesting. I'm just curious what this is.
Welcome to Matchmade, home of the perfect woman. Come on in and design the girl of your dreams. Choose a button that's right for you and a high.
This ain't build a bitch. You don't get to pick and choose. Different ass and bigger boobs. If my eyes are brown or blue, this ain't build a bitch. I'm filled with flaws and attitudes. So if you need perfect, I'm not built for you. Yeah. Bob the Builder broke my heart. Told me I need fixing. Said that I'm just nuts and bolts. A lot of parts were missing. Hurt me like a cursive font. Virgin and a vixen. That's the kind of girl he wants. But he forgot. This ain't build a bitch. You don't get to pick and choose. Different ass and bigger boobs. If my eyes are brown or blue, this ain't build a bitch. I'm filled with flaws and attitudes. So if you need perfect, I'm not built for you. Boys are old.
This reminds me of The
Melanie
Nightmare
Wright.
Before Christmas. Remember that?
I've never seen that. I was gonna say she reminds me of Melanie Martinez. Very similar like mindset about like the aspect of like building someone. Like remember the cookie?
Yeah.
The cookie one? Made me think of that.
Yeah, I think she like essentially touches on like social norms, on like how people expect you to be a certain way or look a certain way. And like she's saying like this isn't build a bitch, you know?
Yeah, I like the like I feel it's very relatable because I think there's this expectation for females because of media to look a certain way, to have a certain shape to you.
Yeah.
And so I like this take that like if you can't accept me for who I am, like then I'm not right for you.
Yeah.
Instead of kind of beating herself up about it, which I think is, you know, one side of how to solve this situation.
Yeah. I totally agree.
Boys are always playing dolls, looking for the Barbie. They don't look like Ken at all, hardly have a heartbeat. Need someone who falls apart so he can play Prince Charming. If that's the kind of girl he wants, then he forgot. This ain't build a bitch. You don't get to pick and choose. Different ass and bigger boobs. If my eyes are brown or blue, this ain't build a bitch. I'm filled with flaws and attitudes. So if you need perfect, I'm not built for you. This ain't build a bitch. You don't get to pick and choose. Different ass and bigger boobs. If my eyes are brown or blue, this ain't build a
What an interesting video.
Yeah. I mean, I like the whole take of like her kind of going against social norms and wanting to be herself, and like so she goes, you know, she's obviously this doll that's manufactured, so she goes and destroys the whole factory that's manufacturing like these other dolls or robots, essentially saying like you can't do this. And like she leads these other women out of that as well. So they kind of like follow her out after they destroyed, essentially like starting like this revolution, right? So I think it's a good depiction of kind of like the feminist movement that's been happening over like the last decade, like that revolutionary movement where like you have now, which I think is kind of like over the top, where like I've heard of like some women like no longer shaving their armpits because they don't want to be like, I don't even know the word for it. They don't want to feel like they have to conform to that.
I see.
Right? Which is like, I get it. I understand
Yeah.
it, you know.
It's more like a strike, if anything. Makes me think of like the
Right.
times when like women were in jail and like chose not to eat. Like it was just it wasn't, I'm probably sure like it wasn't something that they wanted to do, but it was like an action towards like the whole movement.
Yeah.
Like a symbol.
Yeah.
Basically.
Because yeah, like the overall message is just like I don't have to conform to what you think I should be. Like I don't have to smell like a girl. I don't have to look like a girl. I don't have to like have ass, boobs, makeup, act a certain way. So trying to just break out of that, which is essentially what this whole video is about. So I thought it was interesting how that relates to what's happening now.
Yeah. It reminds me of the Save Your Tears video with The Weeknd.
Yeah.
And in a way, it's pretty clever to kind of hear this point of view from essentially this robot that's been created to be like the perfect bitch. And she realizes it. So it talks about like artificial intelligence, like the realization of what's actually happening to her. And for her to kind of overcome and break out of that machine mentality and form like a whole army, it's pretty amazing to think about how intelligent robots can be, to have actualization and to rebel. Like it's such a common theme for robots in movies that they always rebel after they realize what's actually happening.
Yeah. I think that's actually really well said, especially when you say like machine mentality, because like we're people, right? So like we had this idea like everything is done through like our own decisions and free will, but similar to machines and computers, we actually like our brain runs on like our program, and our program's based on like our biological factors, everything that we watch, like our routine that we don't break out of, the same behaviors. So we're essentially in that way, we're very similar to machines where we have a program and we have that like mentality. And unless you kind of break out of that code or program, you're stuck in that like mentality. So I like that she raises awareness on like what is happening in a very artistic way.
On the other side of it, like let's say this was actually happening, like robots are very human in that way where they're rebelling now. So that's a very human aspect, I believe, to humans.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think also what that factory could mean is like that could be like that patriarchy or just that social norm. And that's what's creating all these ideas. It's like our society as a whole. And that just demonstrates like her just burning that shit down. Like she's not abiding by that. And then you see like everyone else do the same thing. Like, yeah, we don't want to do this shit. And march out of the fucking warehouse and just destroy this shit. Like it's a good play.
No, I like the video a lot. And I loved like the vibe that I get from her. Like she gives me like Melanie Martinez vibes.
Yeah,
Even with like the instrumental, it was very childish with like I don't know what they're called. It sounded like one of those like kid toys playing in the background.
Yeah, no, I'd like to actually. It makes me think about like trying to do Melanie Martinez videos again. It's just her shit gets blocked all the time. But like I like similar to this video, like I love how they use their videos to like give you different meanings of a situation that's very real, but just put it in like a fictional story.
Yeah, I agree. Like I was gonna say it's very exaggerated, but the message behind it is relevant to our day to day.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Build a bitch.
Build a bitch workshop. Let's get it, yo.
And then I love that part when she's like you're like, and she kind of like points the direction toward the guy and how like you're not perfect. Like, all you do is play golf. I think what she said was something about like how you're no Ken doll or something like that.
Yeah, no, it's true. Like I get it, you know. Even being on the other side of that, I can definitely see it, because I think it's not uncommon for women to be treated as objects, and they get objectified in that way, and used. So like over time, like I can see people being resentful about it, especially if it happens to you like more than once. I mean, at that point though, I think you also have to kind of consider like what you're doing. But like, I get it.
Like who you're attracting.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.